And it's Monday, y'all, and I hope everybody had a great weekend. Don't forget, jump on Spotify, follow us. It's Monday, y'all. You'll find Fred and I. We're on Spotify, YouTube. Speaking of Fred, my main man, Jersey Fred, brought to us by Comfort Plus Heating and Cooling. Jersey Fred, wait a second. We have an announcement, a little announcement for you. Can I continue to call you Jersey Fred? Are you a Chargers fan now?
No, never.
Not a Chargers fan.
No,
Padres fan.
Always from Jersey.
Always
born
from
and raised.
Jersey.
Yeah.
So
can't take that. You can't take that out of somebody.
So Fred and Mary are actually doing a big move. They're moving to San Diego in a couple months-ish, couple weeks, somewhere in there. Couple months. So we're gonna have some time difference, but so it's false. Like everything that I'm reading online about the move, that you're not going to be a Padres fan now.
No, we will be walking distance to Petco. I'll probably go to some games. Obviously, okay. I've been to Petco before. I do like the Padres. I mean, they're cool.
Maybe I'll get you a nice Tony Gwynn jersey that you can walk around on the beach with. Something breathable, of course.
Love Tony Gwynn.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
But all right, let's get started. We'll go through the move. We're gonna catch Fred on the move. We'll get some video of it. I'm pretty excited for them. Plus, I have a place to stay in San Diego, so I'm even more excited about that.
Yeah, and we'll play Torrey Pines.
And love it. But let's get into it right away. NFL. Fred had a great weekend. Started out with a great weekend, and we're going to talk a little bit about why it was so great, and then why it got so bad. But let's start with the Lions. We dominate the Bengals. It looked like a home game in Cincinnati, which we all knew that was going to be the case.
Yeah,
right. We knew we were going to do well. But I will be honest with you, Fred. Well, first off, Fred, did you even watch the game? Because I know you had a game going on, and I don't want to talk about it yet. But were you bouncing back and forth?
I didn't really watch the game. I mean, I was following it on my phone.
Right.
Like I haven't really watched. Like too much. Like even highlights and stuff. So I've been following most of it on the phone and stuff like that. I did. At the end of the game, I switched over right at the safety, maybe.
Yes.
And yeah, but that was it.
I'll kind of fill you in.
I was not surprised at all, though. I did say to you that they were going to beat them by 20.
You did,
but I mean they didn't. But I think that the score didn't really dictate the game.
No, it didn't. It was definitely one-sided. They got some. Jamar Chase was Jamar Chase at the end of the game. He had some big catches.
Yeah, garbage time.
Garbage time. Jake Browning looked terrible. It's almost like, okay, did our defense look that good, or is Jake Browning that bad? Because a couple of the interceptions were insane, absolutely insane. I thought defensive line played so well. Mohammed is looking phenomenal. And now Dan Campbell said, when, everyone, we talk about this all the time, like Detroit teams aren't picking up people in the deadline, when we need players, and defensive line was an issue coming into this season. Who is going to be on the opposite side of Hutch? And Mohammed has really stepped up to the plate. I think he's playing really well. Derek Barnes is, obviously playing linebacker, but is doing really well. And Dan Campbell said, we're fine. And I said, okay, I'll go with that. But I do have a problem with the Detroit Lions right now. And I think at this point, I can be critical of some things because the expectations are so high. Like beating Cincinnati expected, right? But if we want to get to the Super Bowl, we have to fix some problems. And I think problem number one, glaring right in front of our face, though coming into the season was supposed to be a huge bonus, is our secondary. We have a problem in the secondary. Obviously, we have a Reed hurt, but I think Terrion Arnold is a problem, Fred.
Yeah, it seems like everybody out there doesn't like him.
too many penalties. and just stupid mistakes. Now we're in, I believe, year 3 with Terrion.
Mhm.
And he's, he was a high draft pick. The expectations were really high, but that is such a hard position to play in the NFL.
Mhm.
But defensive back in the NFL is so, because the receivers are so great. You're lining up against Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, like premier guys. But I think we need to shore that position up a little bit more and get a little more depth, just like a depth in our offensive line. Taylor Decker being out yesterday was, you could tell. The guy who started, I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but it was his first career start, and he came from like the Canadian Football League or something. This is his first career start in the NFL. Terrion's going to be a problem, but I'll tell you what, the upside. Aline McNeil is about 2 weeks away from coming back, which will be huge on that defensive line. But we're looking good, man. We're looking good. We have the Chiefs on Sunday night next week.
Yeah.
And then we play Tampa on Monday night. 2 really, really hard games.
Yeah.
Away in Kansas City.
And then home against Tampa.
Against Tampa. Baker's looking good. Baker's looking like Baker, right?
Yeah.
Who is just phenomenal. And then obviously, I don't give a shit what the Chiefs' record is. It's the Chiefs. It's Patrick Mahomes.
Well, and you get a look at them tonight too.
You're going to look at them tonight. And I'll tell you what, we really need Taylor Decker back next week. That defensive line for the Chiefs is very good. I don't know if we're going to be able to run the ball as well as we have the last couple weeks. And I think we might need to, maybe go 70-30 on the pass coming into Arrowhead. But I don't know. We'll see. But Sarah was laughing at me last night. We were on our regular evening walk with Frank, and I'm like, I can't believe next 2 weeks, like, she gets to listen to me complain about stupid things. But now it's a Sunday night and a Monday game, Fred. We talked about this. Those are long waits.
Yes.
But
it's
gonna be tough.
It's your prime time.
I know. There was a time at which, as a Lions fan, you were really excited about prime time games because it means you were doing well. And then you turn 46, and then we're good. And now you're like, well, I'm more of a 1 o'clock game kind of guy.
Yeah, I am as well.
But it is what it is. But what an interesting week of football. We'll start there. Okay. My pick 8 was an absolute bust. Like,
I lost with the Rams on Thursday night.
You lost right out the gate.
Yes.
Lost right out the gate. It was the worst pick 8 for me of the year. Baltimore, Arizona, San Diego, the Bills last night, Fred.
What is going on?
Is New England back?
When the Steelers played them a couple weeks ago, I got to watch them play, obviously. Right. And I thought they were a decent little team. And they ran all over us, which every team has. So I wasn't really that surprised about that because I was like, dude, we can't just, like, the Steelers can't stop anybody.
Right.
It's getting better, but
it is definitely getting better.
But I thought that, like, New England with Drake May and stuff, I'm like, you know what? They're a decent little team. Like, and after last night, I was like, wow, okay. Like, they won in Buffalo. Like, I don't think there's anybody who wants to play Buffalo, KC. But, like, the Baltimore game's a little asterisk. Without Lamar, it's totally different.
But I mean, Cooper Rush in the past has shown, like, signs of being a decent quarterback, a good backup quarterback. And I didn't watch the game because it wasn't on here locally, and it was obviously the same time as the Lions game. And I sent you a text. I said, Cooper Rush, come on, bud, fire up, Chips.
Well, yeah,
he forgot the motto, bud.
Their whole game plan is based on Lamar scrambling and stuff like that. So, like, I wasn't surprised at all. And Houston's a decent team. Like, they're gonna battle the Colts and Danny Dimes for the division. Who knows about Jags now? Like, I mean, Jags 3-1. The if they win tonight, 4-1, like I don't know. But yeah, Houston's pretty good. I just wasn't surprised at all because like that team runs on. I know Derrick Henry is huge, but he is part of the whole recipe with Lamar, and without Lamar, it kind of like doesn't run well.
Right. Well, obviously, as you can see.
Yeah.
Now you brought up the Jags, and that's funny you should say it because I was thinking about this last night. Jags are always like, I don't know, maybe it's just me and where I'm at in the US. It's like nobody ever talks about the Jags.
No.
You never hear about them, whether they're doing well or not. And Travis Hunter, like, I don't see anything about him. Like
nothing.
If I'm a Jags fan, I'm like, well, why aren't we talking about you? But then again, I live in Jacksonville. Like, so
yeah,
I probably barely have TV at this point. I only get Jags games.
Yes.
Right. Dial up internet. The whole
radio.
nine.
They listen to it on the radio.
Yeah. Right. And then speaking of San Diego, you're almost Newtown.
LA.
Well, okay. What? Okay. Chargers.
Yeah. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. LA Chargers. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I said San Diego, but LA. What's going on there?
I have no clue.
Jim Harbaugh had it, and now they're on a 2-game slide. Like
when they went up 10-0 in the first quarter, I'm like, okay, they're back now. Like last week was their shit game, and now they're back. Then they didn't score the rest of the day.
Right.
I don't think.
And then I also had the Chargers in my pick 8, thinking
me too.
They're going to be back. They're not going to lose 2 in a row.
I thought that Jaden Daniels was a little hurt, like all that stuff I threw into play, and I'm like, oh yeah, the Chargers
coming off the injury.
Yeah, right. They had a slip week last week, and now they're just back. But I mean, I'm like, wow. I mean, yeah, they got beat up. It was a crazy week in general. I mean, good news. I mean, Steelers are off. Good news was everyone in their division lost. So, I mean, Cleveland, Cincy, and Baltimore lost. The Steelers are going to need weeks like that to sneak into the playoffs or even have a chance. Now, the next 2 weeks for Pittsburgh is Cleveland and Cincinnati. And Cincinnati without Burrows, Cleveland is on the downslide. Those 2 wins could be huge.
Hold on though. I don't think you can downplay Cleveland. Now I know they lost again in London against Minnesota. Dylan Gabriel did not look bad at all, and that defense is still pretty solid.
Yeah, no, I think that the Steelers. It's a winnable game for the Steelers, and I think that if they can win that game, then they play Cincy without Burrows, and we saw how Cincy played. I am a Jake Browning guy, though. I will say that.
Obviously, you were watching the Yankees.
Well, no,
Toronto
I'm just saying
game because he was bad.
I'm a Jake Browning guy, meaning he studied in college. I thought that his transition into the NFL would be a little better than this. Now I'm not sure he got much chance yet. I mean, you're talking like give the guy 2 games or whatever. But I think he is a good quarterback. I don't know, what systems he is. I just think that but anyway, neither here nor there. That's a winnable game.
Winnable game. Just don't overlook them. Don't overlook.
No. But
I guess you can say don't overlook anybody in the NFL right now.
If we can beat Cleveland and Cincinnati, which, like I said, that's not asking the world of anything. You're looking at 5-1 going into the Aaron Rodgers Packers game. And that's a Sunday night. So we're home for that. I don't think that the Steelers are better than the Packers, but in a situation like that, Sunday night in Pittsburgh, Rodgers against the Packers for the last time. it's
Could be awesome. It could be.
Yeah,
He's definitely going to be motivated for sure.
Yeah, so we'll see. I think that if they can squeak out 10 wins, that's why each of these wins are this huge. And every time Baltimore loses and stuff like that, it's a like they're gonna have to squeak into the I'm already on Sundays. I'm already cheering against New England, Miami. The teams like that are going to be wild card teams.
Yeah,
because sure. I know what this is going to come down to. You give the Bills the division, you give the Ravens the division. Who cares? And you give the Chiefs the division, but that's going to be up for grabs too now. Especially if they lose tonight. Broncos look good. We thought that the Chargers were going to be good. Raiders, not so much.
Is Geno done there or what? What's their? I don't even know who their backup is.
I think they trade for Shador finally, and Shador gets to go to Vegas.
That's a good point, because I remember that being a talk of a place where he should have went from the draft.
Well, he was posting pictures and stuff like that before the draft of Vegas.
Shador to the Raiders in a trade. You heard it from Jersey Fred here first.
Yeah, I would like to see it. Genty's a beast, but it's just a bad team.
Speaking of wild cards and sneaking in, I know they played the Jets, but what is the deal with the Cowboys? Now, let me just preface this by saying, offensively, first of all, Kenny Pickens is looking like a damn stud right now. Dak is making what I always say, Kenny. George Pickens is looking like a stud right now. Offensively, they look good. They ran the ball a little bit better than normal. They struggled defensively, obviously, with a Parsons list defense. Again, it's the Jets. Before I let you comment on that, I'm like, hey, Aaron Glenn should have stayed in Detroit, dude. Over right now. People would be in love with you here. Guess what? You're going to be one and done in New York. Fred, are the Cowboys a team to consider? Are they going to be the same old Cowboys that buckle when it's needed?
After week 1, I said that they're a good team.
Yep.
And then they had a bad week. Was that last week?
You had 2 weeks. So because week 2, I thought they were going to be come out, and I think they lost the week 2. But they've only won 2 games. They've only won 2 games. They won last night, and they won.
And they tied the pack, right?
When they tied the pack.
So
awesome.
that pack game was huge. And yes, the Jets are the Jets, but I thought yesterday's game was they beat them up. I mean, that they really beat them up. I think they're going to be a wild card team. I'm not sure what's going on with Commanders. You don't really know what's going on when we talk wild card type stuff.
Right.
I thought they were going to be, battling the Eagles. But injuries, stuff like that. And then I'm really not another team that I thought was going to be battling for the division, like a Minnesota team. They're just I mean, I don't even think they're good with JJ.
So I said this from the beginning, right? And I was never a huge JJ fan coming into the NFL. I said it
true.
Years ago. He was a good college quarterback.
Yes.
You got to understand, Blake Karam ran the shit out of the ball at Michigan, and he made him look good. I just never thought he would be that good of an NFL quarterback, and it's starting to prove. My point is starting to be proved. They took a gamble on him. Great that they had Carson Wentz as a backup, which okay, but I think that Minnesota is in a world of hurt in the quarterback position.
I mean, we've seen him play 2 games. And game 1, the first 3 quarters were fucking terrible.
Brutal.
But there is a whole year of football left to see what the hell happens. The thing is, will they be I don't know when he comes back, but will they be out already? Like, will they be in garbage time when he comes back? Like,
like as far as the season is concerned?
Yeah. I mean,
well,
I think Carson Wentz is a great backup as well, but
he is a great backup.
Yeah. So, I mean, they won this week, but
I think that there is talks that he could possibly be back next week. But the question is, who would you rather have, Wentz or McCarthy?
Yeah, and we'll see how that ends up. But I think that the Cowboys can end up in a wild card situation. Like I don't like looking at the standings, like the Niners 4-1.
Didn't see that one coming.
I'm like, first of all, I didn't even know they won more than 2 games. Like,
right.
I'm like, so, and then
that's
without
right. They're gonna get beat for sure in Tampa next week.
Yeah, so it's interesting how like everything is shaking up. Starting to, it's early. What are we like? A quarter through the season, let's say, a little more, maybe. I don't know, a third. But like, it's not where like Bills Eagles lose yesterday. Bills Eagles Ravens, which makes me want to say that it's going to be Jags in the over tonight.
Okay, because I need something to bounce back with.
It's just there's nothing going on. There's a lot. Tonight's game will be an interesting game, I think, as a football fan who likes to watch football.
Right.
Tonight's going to be a good game because listen, if KC comes in and rolls them, we know KC's back and that's that. But on the other side, if Jags even keep it close, then we know the Jags are for real this year, at least, right? That division now, if you look at it, Danny Dimes, Houston, and the Jags, I mean, what's going on there? Like,
right. And that's actually the last thing I wanted to talk about before we moved on. And every week we've brought up Danny Dimes. I mean, he put up 40 this week, dude.
Yeah.
40.
Yeah. I mean, it's the system. So like, it's funny because like after last week, everyone on the Giants, in the Giants fandom is talking about
Jackson Dart and Scadaboo, but it wasn't his fault that he fumbled. He needed new gloves.
And he had to yell at the guy for him. Like, dude, you're playing in a dome. It's not even raining or anything. Like, what do you mean? Calm down, dude. That was silly.
That dude is a nut.
I mean, Jackson Dart did throw 2 touchdown passes, had 50 yards rushing, threw 2 picks though.
Right.
One was pretty bad, but like he's still growing. Like, he's gonna lose games.
100%. And to be honest with you, again, he's not in a very good system. He's not in a good position.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
But I think Danny Dimes is going to make a play.
That'll be very interesting when Danny Dimes goes to the playoffs, if and when, because you see Danny Dimes in the playoffs, it's going to make these Giant fans go crazy.
It's awesome. Yeah. So all right, so bet tonight, Jags in the over.
I mean, the way that everything is, the way that the Sunday went, that's how I feel. Because it's like, also like Thursday night, I think the handle on DraftKings was like 80% on the Rams. So I don't know. Big week for the book, man. It was a huge week for the book.
Yeah.
I saw some stat that there was like the money line was like 80-something% for the Rams, and the handle was like 80%.
What's that? What does that mean? I'm not familiar. What does it mean, the handle? So
that's how much money. So like if you bet $1 million on one bet, but there's 100 bets that are $10 a piece, the handle's still higher, right?
Gotcha.
there's still more money on the one side. But like, yeah, there was like 80% of the money was on the Rams. So like, and I could assume that it happened with the Eagles. I didn't look at the numbers. On DraftKings you can see.
I don't have. I have FanDuel.
Okay. Well, I'm
I
assuming on FanDuel too, you can probably see the distribution of the picks.
Okay.
Or I'm not sure if they
I bet you.
break
Okay.
it. I'm not sure if they break it down with the handle and stuff like that. Like the actual money or the percentage of bets. But like you can see that, and like the book just made their year this week.
Crazy. All right, we got to move on. I want to bring up we're gonna go Monday's Monster, a little bit of NCAA, and then we're gonna finish with the playoff baseball because that was amazing. But Fred, when we started the Monday Monster, we said we're no college, it's high school, little Pee Wee football. We want to see the big plays.
Mm-hmm.
Fred, there is no doubt, without a doubt. I don't even know if you looked this up. I'm hoping that this is the first time you see this, but this is a school at Hudsonville. LaShawn Weber, the game-winning touchdown over Rockford. Let me cue this up here. Hopefully the quality is good.
Looking left, looking to improvise, going deep, got a man, Weber! Did he catch it? Touchdown, Weber! A one-handed grab.
I think they show but it was insane. This catch, if you Google this kid, he is all over the place.
And I know he's from, my goodness, a one-handed catch. That's okay. You're allowed to have a cramp after jumping out the gym.
But here it is, right here.
That. Here you see the drop back by Van Lake, sets his feet, rolls to the left, just points up. I see you, launches the football with contact, brings it down.
That's a Monday Monster.
I feel like I saw that clip.
Everywhere, Fred. Everywhere. So congrats to LaShawn Weber out of Hudsonville with that touchdown, game-winning touchdown over Rockford. That's Monday's Monster, brought to you by Licavoli's Market. NCAA. I know we're pushing time, but you gotta love the upsets in NCAA football, right?
Dude.
So UCLA beats Penn State. That's going to be a problem.
See what Nico did?
Yeah.
5 touchdowns, Nico.
Insane.
That was his first big game.
And then you have Florida over Texas.
Yeah, it's tough. Florida's a tough team, dude. Like I didn't that was not a surprise for me. Just because playing in the swamp sucks. So yeah, that was a huge game. Iowa State lost.
Iowa State. But I think the real question and the real thing is Arch Manning a bust?
I mean, not yet.
Is he really a Manning?
We don't know that yet.
Okay.
I'll tell you this: I would bet that he's not going to the draft after this year.
No, there's no way.
No,
he hasn't done anything.
So that's interesting.
I saw the best. There are a couple memes over the weekend. One of them was like he went from potential first round draft pick to possibly selling insurance. That was one of my favorites. What is the Texas coach's name?
Oh, I can't think of it.
So that people wanted to apologize to him for playing Ewers over Arch, because you know how he got hammered last year for not playing Arch over Quentin Ewers, and now they're like, we're sorry, you know what you're doing. Yeah, because now you're stuck with this.
It'll be interesting to see how it ends up. It's still a tough loss. I'm not gonna say that they lost to a shitty team. The record didn't show that, but
it's an unranked team though, Fred.
But playing in Florida is tough. I mean, no one wants to play there. But what I was saying last week to you was it kind of happened again. Michigan wins. And now a bunch of teams ahead of them lost.
Right.
And they just keep moving up, and all they have to do is win these games. And even if they end up losing the game at the end of the year, having 2 losses, one to Oklahoma and one to Ohio State, you're still in.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
they're not bad losses, if there's such a thing.
Great losses. Great losses.
Who do you, I mean, okay, I know it's early, but this is what we do. Who's your pick at this point to be the national champion?
I think like if Mateer can get back healthy, I think that's really big. I mean, yeah, they played Kent State this week with the backup, threw up a ton of numbers, but like
didn't look bad at all.
Next week it'll be interesting if without him. So like I do like Oklahoma. I like the U.
I like the U a lot, Fred.
I do like Oregon.
I do too. Mine would either be Miami or Oregon. Anybody but Ohio State for me, to be honest with you. Obviously, the hatred we have up here. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, Detroit dominated the state of Ohio for the last month between beating the shit out of both of their football teams. Game 3 with the Tigers and the Guardians. Like, I mean, I sure as hell wouldn't want to be from Ohio.
No. I wouldn't count. I mean, being outside of that, I wouldn't count Ohio State to win it. They're a good football team. They're a real good football team. But like,
real quick, you mentioned Ohio State, and this is going back to the NFL. Are you shocked? Like, and we haven't really talked about this because another team that I think kind of flies under the radar, whether good or bad, are the Arizona Cardinals. But the Ohio State kid out in Arizona, like, what's his name's son? Like, are you surprised at how bad he is?
Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Jr., yeah.
He's really good, dude.
He hasn't done shit so far. He's got a lot of drops.
Yeah.
He's not playing well.
But he's a good player. I thought
he was going to be a phenomenal NFL receiver. I just thought I would see a little bit more out of him over the past couple of years. But anyway, I digress.
Legit. I would also say this, like, again, like, you can't count out Georgia and Alabama.
Never. When we said it back when they beat Georgia, is Alabama back?
Yeah, I felt Alabama was going to beat them. They did, but like, I'm not throwing Alabama out yet. It'll be a really good playoff. Like with the expanded playoff,
excited.
Not with 4 teams that are like, everyone's going to argue like why these 4 teams are in there for these,
or who should be.
Now at least it's like, you got a ton of teams, and we could really, like, Notre Dame is a great team too.
Notre Dame is
they have 2 losses, but like they're a really good team.
Right.
So
I now, what was that?
It'll be interesting.
I think I know I bag on college football a lot, but I think that the college football playoffs are going to be really good, real good.
It's going to be amazing.
Playoff baseball, Fred. Playoff baseball. Okay. Playoff baseball is so much fun. It is so much fun, especially when you have a dog in the fight. That helps, of course. Right? Obviously, a little bit. But I want to touch on something real quick here. And I got a little carried away before show notes. I think I put in there the Tigers hot at the perfect time. And that was me getting carried away. Right. Detroit Tigers fans, we are just getting lucky. We are getting lucky. You can't win playoff games when you have 3 hits. Like, you can't. And if you watch any of playoff baseball, which I've watched the most playoff baseball I ever watched in my entire life, this past playoff so far, is you watch teams like the Toronto Blue Jays, the Dodgers, who are just throwing bombs out there. Like, we're when we come across teams like this, we're just going to get walled. I'm sorry. And Saturday was awesome. To get that win in Seattle was huge for us. It was huge. So as a Tigers fan, you're sitting here thinking, okay, we got Scooble on the bump on Sunday. After we beat down the Bengals, we're going to watch Scooble take another win. We'll go 2-0 coming home against Seattle, which, okay, that's an amazing situation to be in. And then we just basically leave our number one pitcher, probably one of the best pitchers in baseball, with 3 hits. And his performance is lackluster at most because of our shitty hitting. We're in trouble. I think it's going to be a huge problem. I pray that we win on Tuesday evening, which Tuesday weather-wise looks shitty here in Detroit. It's going to be rainy. That could be an issue. But Tigers fans, enjoy it while you can, because right now we're getting lucky. And I love, seriously, drop some comments in here below. I want to know what your take is on this. Look, this is fun. I had a blast. I watched every single game from first through the 9th inning. I even have Sarah watching it, and she's getting into it a little bit. And she's not a huge baseball fan, but she's, wants to see the Tigers do well. And I think we're just getting lucky, plain and simple. The Cleveland series was great. Winning in game 3 was awesome. Awesome. So, but let's see what happens. Tuesday's going to be huge. We got to take that game. We have to take the home game. With that being said, Fred, what jersey are you going to get? You went 1-3 on bets on the pod this year. I didn't even tell Nolan this. I felt bad, but I told Sarah I was watching the Red Sox Yankees, and I'm like, dude, Fred can't go 0-3. He can't go 0-3. The dude's out here wearing a Red Sox hat. He's wearing a Tigers hat. And they pull it off. They beat the Red Sox. Fred, Nolan owes you a jersey. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Nolan gets to pick the jersey?
True. I always thought that, to make things a little bit fairer, I think, or more fun, I think that the loser who buys the jersey gets to pick the jersey.
Right. So do you have any idea what jersey you think he's going to buy you? Like off the top of your head?
I have an idea, but I don't want to say it.
You're not going to give it any hints? Why? You think that he listens to the pod this morning and it sways like his... Okay, so you're going to keep quiet. You're going to let him go.
Yeah. I thought he was going to be on this morning and we could talk about it, but we took care of Boston, did what we had to do, but now we're fucking backs against the wall again. Same shit,
is
it over? Yeah.
No, it's not over yet. Hold on. I don't want to jump right into the Toronto series yet. I want to talk I just want to go through the mental state of what you were feeling coming into the weekend with beating Boston. Friday was the release of the hottest album in the entire world, which we're going to talk about. So you're excited. You're sending me text messages. You go into this Toronto series, and now what?
So game 1, it's fucking 2-0 going into the 6th, 7th inning. And we let up 7 runs, our bullpen. Terrible. We have our ace going yesterday. He gets totally demolished.
So it started to get a little crazy with the Bengals game. I literally flip over to the Yankees Blue Jays. Boom, hit it. Look at it. It's 11. I'm seeing a ball fly out of there for number 12. And I'm like, what the shit is going on?
Yeah. So no hit, 1 run on Saturday. And then yesterday they ended up getting a ton of runs late, which I'm okay with. Thank God they started hitting.
Yankees did, because I flipped back over and then you had 7 runs.
Yes.
Right? I did not. Again, it was coincided with the Lions game. Obviously, I was watching the Lions game, but I'm flipping just to keep score for the pod. And man, so you guys
now we have backs against the wall, Rodon on the mound. Is it possible? Of course. I'm not. I think that it doesn't look on paper. It doesn't look like it's a good situation, obviously.
Right.
But the way I look at it, it can definitely happen.
Okay. I like it.
Because all we have to do is win Tuesday. And I know that's cliche, but like the one game at a time thing. I'm a little bit further into that where I know that we get Schlitty on Wednesday. And I mean, if we get to that point and Schlitty has another game like he did against Boston,
dude,
now
the guy looked phenomenal. Hey,
now we're back to game 5. Like
now,
just like that.
Correct me if I'm wrong. What was the record that he held against that team? Like it was something crazy. Like he was the only Yankees starting pitcher to ever have that many Ks or scoreless through 8 innings.
The most Ks and in a debut for the postseason.
Which is, I mean, for a team of the Yankees to have that as a kid like that, I mean, he was on fire against the Red Sox.
Now, this is the weird thing about the Schlittler thing is, I complained all year to you about the injuries in our starting pitching. We started the year with 1, 2, 3 of our of our 5 all out of our starting pitching. 1 gone for the year. Number 1, right? Our ace Cole, and then our number 4 and 5, which come back, and then our 4 ends up getting Tommy John. That because of that, Schlittler comes up.
Right.
So if we had our starting 5, now I don't know where we would be. Right. We could be, the number. But that's why Schlitty comes up. So like, and when Schlitty came up, I was saying that me personally, I thought that our Clark Schmidt and Luis Heel, who pitched Saturday, didn't. I mean, he let up 2 solo homers. I mean, it wasn't even that terrible. But they yanked him in the 3rd. I big on. He was the rookie of the year last year, Luis Heel. So like I was very big on these guys. When I saw Schlitty for the first couple of starts he had this year, I said he's better than both of those guys.
Right.
I thought that he can be a 2, to be honest. And now I don't know what to think. Like, like after that, I mean, any starter who throws 100 is a phenom. Just because, you get the closers that throw gas, they're in for an inning. But when you get a guy throwing 100 for 6 innings, I mean, it wears on people. Like, yes, it can work against you because you can start timing things up a little better. But and that's why the closer role works so well. Is this dude just comes in the 9th inning throwing fucking gas, and you're like, whoa.
Hardly, this late in there.
His pitchers have movement. He's throwing hard, and even when he came in and finished the 7th, he hit 100 still.
Right, which is insane.
Yeah,
but here's the thing: like,
very exciting.
Yeah, Tuesday's huge for you guys. Tuesday's huge for us. But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm sorry, but I just don't see anybody beating the Dodgers.
I don't see anyone beating the Dodgers. I thought they were going to lose yesterday or 2 days ago. And then they just come back and, like Ohtani's the greatest player on the planet. It's like I just don't understand like everything he hits is just a bomb. Like no matter where it is.
He's a monster.
Yeah. And I don't know if like the Brewers can put up some runs. That's the thing. So like we'll see. I was hoping that the Cubbies, just for baseball, I like.
Sure. Me too.
I would like
I'm
to
with
see Cubbies Dodgers, but we'll see how that plays out. I don't like. Again, I agree with you. I don't think anyone's beating the Dodgers. But like in the Tigers case, I'm not nervous at all if I'm a Tiger fan. Your job was to get one out of Seattle. You did, whether it was Scooble or not.
Right.
That is over with now.
Well, what's funny is because I was just talking to Jason upstairs, and he was like, "If I would have told you on Friday that you're coming home 1-1, would you be happy?" And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." Now I didn't see the 1-1 happening the way that it did, but like I said, taking the first game and then knowing Scooble was on that was like, okay, so your expectations change over the time, right?
Yeah, but in the big picture, in a 5-game series, being 1-1 and going home, you just took home field advantage. Actually, you turned it into a best of 3, and 2 games are in Detroit. So, what more can you ask for right there in the situation? Let's talk about.
I just struggle with some of our 3, 4, 2, 3, 3-4-ish pitchers. That's where I struggle.
You'll get Scooble again on Friday for Game 5 anyway.
Right, but
so you need Flaherty to win 1. That's it. I mean, you're in a good spot.
All right, moving on. Real quick, I want to touch on this because I want to end with something, and then we're almost out of time here. A lot of hype about a show on Netflix called Monster, the Ed Green story. Jackson Teller playing the lead role, Charlie Hammond. Like, it looks crazy, Fred. I know we talked off air. Like, I think we have to start watching it so that we can talk about it next week because everyone's talking about it. But this guy was like in the 1950s. That this story comes back to the 1950s where the guy was just like digging up dead bodies and stuff. And like the previews that I saw, like, oh my gosh, like he looks crazy. I haven't saw the performance yet, but I think we're looking at something that's going to be huge and take off. So I don't know. What's your thought on it? Have you watched the previews for it yet?
I did watch the previews, and the Monster series is amazing. I've seen the other 2, so definitely going to watch it.
Right.
So I love true stories, obviously.
Right. And that's so Sarah told me, she said, I don't know if I'm going to watch this one. This is a little too much for me. She loves when like the Dateline type stuff, but she doesn't like actually I think like finding out who did it rather than watching them do it. It's a difference for her. But it should be a good one. So last topic, and this is something obviously Fred has been super excited about. And from what I'm reading, there's a little bit of controversy here, Fred. And I want to know, oh, wow, look at him. He's already rolling his eyes. Life of a Showgirl was dropped on Friday. As Fred would say, mother did it again. Like, Fred, what's your take? A lot of people, there's mixed reviews. And a lot of the mixed reviews, let me mention this because I know I'm not going to get you to stop talking about this situation. But a lot of people I've seen, especially parents of younger children, younger girls, I should say that this album release might be a little too much for these young kids to be listening to. And I think the controversy is like, well, she's 35 now. She's not 16. There's some controversy in it. Fred, what was your take? How was it just nonstop for you all day Saturday?
Well, it was Thursday night. I had my timer on. Because I
got the text of the timer.
So I listened to it at midnight twice. So, and then yesterday. So or Friday. Okay, here's my take. It is what it is, right?
Yep.
I underwhelmed. As a huge Swiftie guy, you know this.
I'm in shock, Fred.
I am underwhelmed. I think that this was a rushed album. I expected a lot more than what I got out of it. Now, here's my thing. I'm not going to cryptically scroll through every little Easter egg of a lyric, right? I want a bop. You know?
Yeah.
I don't want to say to you, but did you see the one lyric and it said blah, blah, blah? That means that this, that, and the other thing. Great. Fantastic. Am I bopping
the whole Taylor Swift thing?
But am I bopping to it though? You know what I'm saying? If I don't
bop and pick up the Easter egg at the same time.
Yes. Now the thing is this. This album was supposed to be fun, poppy, all anthems, this and that, right? After I got done listening to it the first time, I thought she was pranking us, and I thought there was going to be like another release.
Wait, say that again, because you kind of froze up, and I want to catch that. Say it one more time, Fred.
After I listened to it the first time in completion, I thought we were being pranked.
Pranked by Taylor Swift.
And I thought that we were going to get an announcement that wasn't the real album.
Okay.
Now I will say this: you split up those 12 tracks and spread them out along amongst all her albums, right? Fine, you would be okay with that. But when you put them all together, I know there's a lot of people out there like sleuths and detectives and telling me that this is this and that, and this means that. Bullshit. Listen, Swizzy is fine dining, okay? Her album, The Tortured Poet Department, that was fine dining. This here, fast food.
Wow.
And I will say this, the person to blame?
Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Travis.
She did so. Her albums were masterpieces when she was single.
And here we are.
She's serving fast food.
Thanks a lot, Travis.
Yeah. Thanks for nothing. So there's my thing. I'm going to give it a 7.2.
Okay.
Out of 10. I'm just, again, underwhelmed would be, not disappointed, because I would never be disappointed in Mother. Whatever she wants to put on the table, we eat, right? But this time she put fast food there, and it wasn't fine dining.
Not even Arby's of fast food.
No, it was more like a
Hardee's.
Yeah, it was just regular rest stop, fast food type shit. Now, I love fast food. Didn't say I didn't love fast food. But when you bring fine dining to the table, right?
Yep.
And then we're expecting that. I'm dressed for that, right?
Yep.
I'm dressed for fine dining. My mindset, fine dining, and then you bring, fast food to the table. It just doesn't hit the same.
All right. We'll end on that. Fred, I appreciate you. We'll see you next week. And hope everyone has a great week, y'all. Go Tigers. Go Lions. Maybe go Yankees. Take care, y'all.